Welcome to Using Volume Shadow Service. This video is going to be a good one. I definitely had no clue about this technique until I co-authored version 2 of the RTFM. So this one was a Ben Clark find. Really cool though. I want to run through it. Let's check it out. So I have it already up here for us. I am going to cheat a little bit. This technique does require administrative privileges, so it won't really work on Phyllis's machine at the moment until we escalate. So I'm actually going to run this one on our Windows attack machine. We actually have a Windows attack. Let's see here. Right here. So I just logged on, executed a sliver implant from that machine as administrator. So we could go through our technique over here. As you can see, right up here is our Windows attack machine running as administrator. Let's go ahead and interact with this session. 283 4C F8F. We'll do a PS, make sure it's alive. Awesome, looks great. I'll just back out from there. And then we'll go ahead and do what we always do, jump down into our shell, go into cmd.exe because sometimes PowerShell throws me off. And then we can start to go through our RTFM stuff over here. I do want to kind of prepend with why you would use this technique. There are tons of files on a Windows machine that are in use as the operating system is running. Those include the SAM database that has all the hashes in it, could be files the user currently has open, and occasionally when you try to download a file that's in use, it's not going to work. It's going to give you some type of error saying it's currently in use. It can't open a file handle. A lot of that is a little dependent on the file that's open and by what software, but having an awesome tool in your toolbox that you can rely on to grab a copy of that file is incredibly important. So we're going to run through Volume Shadow Service. We can actually make a shadow copy of the hard drive and then pull the file out of the shadow copy. It's so cool. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and check this out. So on the RTFM here, we're gonna do a VSS admin list shadows. So let's just type it right in. We'll see what we got here. It looks like there are no shadows currently on the system, which if you're running this in production against a machine that's been up for years, it kind of is dependent on whether they enabled the volume shadow copy service. In this case, we don't have any copies, but we can create one with a tool. So you can see right here, this wmic command is going to call shadow copy, call create, and then it's going to make a shadow copy of the whole C drive. So let's fire this one off here. It's going to go ahead and create it. And I do want to make a little disclaimer here. Please understand, by creating a shadow copy, you're making some changes to the target system. So if a customer is like, hey, we think we got compromised by some malware, you know, it created a shadow copy. Was that you? You'll be able to say, yes, that was us. We had to grab a file. So all is good. So our shadow copy finished over here. We have our shadow ID. Really cool. Let's run our command again to list out those shadows. We got a bunch more data back here. Again, I increased my font size, so it's not the easiest to read, but the big key thing I want you to look at here is our shadow copy volume. As you can see here, we have hard disk volume shadow copy 1. If we look over to the RTFM here, hard disk volume copy shadow 1 matches up really well. We obviously want to make that link name perfect. We're also going to be creating a link file under C restore. So again, keep that in mind. That's a change you're making to the customer system. So let me go ahead. We'll copy and paste this right in. Looks like it worked. Let's take a look. Let's go dir C. Sure enough, it's pointing at global root, the exact shadow copy. So we'll do restore to, and it worked. We have a link to the shadow copy we made of the hard drive. Again, Windows has some really cool ways they're doing backups and diffs and changes in the files. So it's not like we duplicated the entire hard drive. They're doing some cool stuff with NTFS. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can type out the sysprep XML file. So we'll do type C restore to sysprep.xml. In the real world, you would obviously go download a file out of the shadow copy. And then when you're done, you're going to want to make sure you clean up the link file. Now, big red alert, flashing screen, you know, red everywhere. Do not delete the contents of the shadow copy. We don't want to delete the files in the shadow copy. We want to delete the link that was created to link to the shadow copy. And if you look over at the RTFM, you'll see in bold here with asterisks, Windows delete will remove actual files. We don't want to do that. So we want to run rmdir. That's going to remove the link and we'll be happy, you know, all will be well. If you look up here, we did use restore to, so I'm going to do rmdir restore to. We'll do a dir c:/, and we're all cleaned up. You know, life is good. The shadow copy we created is still sitting there. Unless they're doing some type of deep analysis on the system, checking the shadow copies, we should be okay just to leave it up there. You could go look up some commands to delete it, but again, just be really careful when you're deleting stuff on target system. I would recommend running that on some type of lab machine first. Make sure it all works successfully before you tried it in production against an actual customer system. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, shadow copy, really cool technique. In the next video, we're gonna be doing the scenario enumerating the file server and attempting to find an escalation path in CyberInk. So make sure you go check it out. We'll see you in that one.